So, thank you both for joining me. We're back here again. Shine 2025. Last year was something very special, if you ask me. But we're going bigger, better, and 2025, here we come. Delighted to be joined by Steve from Steps Together and Mr. Best himself. Calum, you are being honoured this year at the Shine 2025. Not going to tell too much yet, but Mr. Jones would like to tell you that he's giving you your own personal table because we are honouring you.
I'll take it, bro. Yeah. I was about to say on a bar tab as well, but it's this whole freaking thing. No, good man. Just to say really quickly, I really enjoyed last year. It was the first time I'd ever really been to something, and I think it's probably because it's not very common. So I think you've nailed that with what you've done. Great turnout, great people. The awards went well. I came with Nakoa. You guys spoke well. I remember you spoke from the heart, both of you, as you do. I really enjoyed it, mate. I actually messaged you afterwards, so can I come to next year? You know, that's the...
Well, you're coming to next year. You're coming this year, Calum.
Good man.
This year's slightly different, Calum. Different take on it. Absolutely all of it. Still supporting Nakoa, really making sure that Steps Together as an addiction treatment provider for adults, often, treating thousands of adults every year, who many, over 65%, have got children.
Right.
And actually, we never give anything back to children. We get their parents well.
Yeah.
But we get their parents well, and we give that back as a gift.
Yeah.
But actually, to be able to support Nakoa in the way that we do through the Shine Awards, that's why, this year for us, giving you your table, you bring your friends. Let's really shout about Nakoa. That's what that night's really all about. It's an opportunity to raise let's remember, Nakoa National Association, Children of Alcoholics, treats over 30,000 children a year. By that, supports, guides, advises, and often in some quite dangerous situations and safeguarding situations at home. The work that charity do are absolutely amazing. So we want to really honour them that night. I mean, that is it for us. Shine, Steps Heroes in Excellence, our Heroes in Excellence this year. We thought, okay, let's do things a bit differently. Last year was awards for our teams, for our staff members that are day-to-day dedicated to getting people well. This year we thought, okay, what about our business community and the partners that we work with, our suppliers and lots of other people out there that are actually doing really good things to keep their workforce well. And that well-being in the workforce is key for this year's World International Mental Health Awareness Day, which is the day after the Shine Awards.
Right, and
that's the topic for this year, for the International Mental Health Awareness Day. And we thought, actually, what better? Let's do some awards for businesses in the UK that are really doing something innovative, that's helping the mental health, the physical health, addiction in the workplace. Let's really help those businesses shine with us. And at the same time, those businesses enable us to generate more funds for Nakoa. So that's this year's event, and we're really, really honoured to have you there this year.
It's an absolute pleasure. What a great trio, though, isn't it? Putting on Shine to represent all the people behind the scenes, Steps Together that provide the support for the people in addiction, and then over here with Nakoa for the children of the addicts.
Absolutely.
It's a really strong pyramid of three really important topics.
That's the community. Yeah. That we think about it. That's the community. That as soon as basically, I found Nakoa with Claritee when we first decided we were going to do these big, massive events. Then obviously we met Steve. Steve became one of our sponsors. Then we started doing some events for Steve. And I turned around to him and said, it was a no-brainer for me. I said, Steve, Nakoa, Steve.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like Steps, everybody. And it's building that community.
Yeah.
Then we brought you to come to last year's. Basically you came, spoke, you were part of it. Now we're going one further. You're going to be bringing some friends, having your own table. You're actually being honoured through Nakoa for everything that you've done. For them over the last 16 years. And that's something really important because, it's about recognition, isn't it? You've basically came along, found Nakoa, supported, helped for 16 years, and that's what I want to do. That's what we want to do. From Steps Together's point of view, from Claritee's point of view, from your point of view, if we all come together and we are stronger together.
Yeah.
We are truly stronger together.
And that is very much Steps Together's motto. We're stronger together. When Darren Rolfe founded Steps Together, Darren's still the CEO now. Darren and I are both passionate about recovery, but also passionate about supporting Nakoa because we are actually stronger together. And if we can help Nakoa to help the children of alcoholic parents, and at the same time we can help alcoholic parents, everybody wins.
For sure. I also like the fact that it almost it almost makes it more mainstream as well, because we're in this place where it's beautiful there's a community, it's beautiful that everybody feels that there's a safe space, but it's also like, no, we need to also build it and spread it, because people, sometimes outside looking in, it looks like its own little entity that no one quite understands, and you're like, no, this is a big thing.
Yeah.
People are going through this all over the place. Just a lot of the time they don't speak about it, and so I think that's why there's a stigma, because not enough speak about it. So I think to be able to put on an event that is a room full of people, whether they're influential or not, they're still relevant to what is going on and will make a difference for the masses to know the bigger picture is they're not by themselves. Because the addicts will not know where to turn, the kids will not know where to turn, and if you know that there's a place, you go, yes, please.
The lovely
things we safe last year. So many people after the event actually came forward and said, "Actually, I think my child an alcoholic parent."
Yeah.
People in the room were so touched by Nicola, but actually gave them the safe space to be able to engage us and say, "Actually, it affected me as a child. My mother, my father, my sister, all of that family." And we were like, "Wow, we never expected that. We never expected to get so many calls from people."
This is a whole other topic. We could be here hours talking about it. But I really feel because so many generations, or at least the last two, are so conditioned a certain way that even these people that you're speaking on, they probably never spoke about it before, or never knew or understood. And then all of a sudden, even as adults, they go, "Oh shit, there's another adult that has done the same thing," but they've somehow learned to speak about it or whatever it might be. I'm okay to do it too, because you're conditioned for so long to, and I think like coming from the UK especially, there was a generation of parents and their parents who was like, shuts up, no emotion, that's not it. Have your drink and sit in the corner and don't fucking worry about a thing.
You think the old British way was stiff upper lip?
Yeah.
Get on with it.
Yeah.
And the great thing what we're doing now this year for me, though, is that last year was all about steps together as workforce and basically bringing everybody together. This year we're going out to companies. So we are touching into a multitude of different companies around the UK. So by doing that, you are allowing Nicola to be seen by so many employees in 50 different companies.
Class.
50 different companies with 500 staff. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
And some people in all of those numbers are involved somehow.
1,000,000% there will be people that are affected that, know somebody's affected. And what we're doing is we're building the awareness and we're building that responsibility of, actually, it's okay not to be okay. I came out as an alcoholic to all of my network for that very reason, to start breaking down the stigma. People suffer, and there's no need to suffer in silence, whether you're, needing help through Steps Together, whether you need support through Nicola, there's no need to suffer in silence. It's okay. And this is what we're doing, but we're also making it fun because
I remember you having a little boogie last time. You doing your dad dancing.
Hey, I love my dad dancing.
It was good though. I remember you had the I think it was samba themed dancers and all that. It was really good fun though.
I think we need a special award just for Alex's dad.
There you go. That's it. The Dad Dance Award. Okay, the Dad Dance Award is a great shout.
I think there's a video of me dancing on my own ballroom style at one of
the old fucking
with nobody.
No music even. Sober.
And this was
having flashbacks. Sorry.
This was sober, wasn't it?
I mean, seriously, and that's the point, really. It was such a high energy event last year. Everybody was there were real skeptics when we put this event on. They were like, alcohol free, not really sure. Free that night. And we were like, no, come, it'd be really good fun. It's really hard to sell.
Oh, I totally get that, mate. I understand completely. I have friends that are the same. They're like, what? When I left, I remember I saw some mates. I was at this event, No Booze was there as well. And they were like, what? You know what I mean? They're like, no, honestly, when you're in the room, it makes sense. Really because we're so conditioned that we need a fucking drink to have a good time sometimes, But then that's a whole other topic. But
and that, in essence, is the whole point of the event. It's also about, in the business community, saying to businesses, you can do corporate events, but they don't always have to have booze. You can have balance and actually make sure they're inclusive, because there are people in your workforce that won't drink or won't like drinking. And they don't want to come. How many people bar at a Christmas party because they're afraid of who's in the room?
Glenn, they're getting hammered in the day.
Sunday saying all the phones.
All messing aside, 34% of employees are not going to work socials. That's the latest stats, because it's all focused around booze. And the old culture of get really, really drunk and basically lots of things that probably shouldn't happen. That's changed.
Yeah.
That's changed, and it's moved away. And people want actually that responsible drinking or the different options. And, that's what excites me, is the way that it's slowly beginning to change. But it's going to take time, isn't it? Let's be honest. What you said before, the culture, the English culture is alcohol's associated with everything.
We know it. We lived it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Still to this day. And I was going to say now, it's funny now, you find a lot more of the youth, which I think there's a real counterbalance. This is a separate topic, but there's this, we're glad we went through our times of what it was, because it's made us who we are now. And I'm sure we're all proud of who we are now.
Yeah.
But you had to go through the session and the drinking and the fucking whatever it was to get here. But I also admire that the new kind of modern culture is a bit more health focused, a bit more wellness focused. But then you're like, oh, well, you might lose the toughness there. But you know what I mean? You kind of want them to go out and ride their BMX and fall over and scuff their knees. There's
a balance.
Yeah.
There's a balance.
I had this conversation on the podcast the other day. I was like, I wouldn't change any of the... So we've accepted this challenge, and it's called Chasing Yesterday. I'll explain more in the future, but it's about going and talking to your younger self or changing something. And I had to dig deep and think about it. And I was like, I wouldn't actually change anything, because I'm happy with where this path has taken me. And I do believe, and this might sound silly, but the Stoics say that your path is already written in the stars. And once you start to think like that, let's just say if somebody here is listening and they had a loss in the family, or someone's passed away, you think, what can I do to change it? How could it be different? But if you accept the fact that was just set, that was already set, it was already going to happen. I know it sounds a bit deep and heebie-jeebie, but I'm into those things. I'm into ways of trying to rewire your brain to go, it's okay, we can deal with this shit, So yeah, that was my little 2 cents on stoicism.
Thing you're most excited about for the Shine?
I will say thank you to both of you for having me. Thank you for giving me a table of my own. I've got some great people in mind I want to bring. I'm excited about watching it grow, to be honest with you. I thought the first one was really, really good. And I think what is really cool and against the grain is that being proud of something that most people might look at and be like, oh, what's that about? I like to be a bit rebellious with it. Like, oh, you don't think it's going to be cool? We'll show you it is.
Let me throw this curveball in that nobody else knows that. Steve and I, yesterday, have done a deal to be supported by Aintree Racecourse. And they are getting behind what we're doing with Shine.
Nice.
And as a racecourse, Aintree Racecourse, Steve, I'll let you explain a bit more.
As a racecourse, as we all know, you see Aintree, you see the Grand National every year, you see some horrific images in the press. People upside down with a fascinator stuck between the legs and lots of booze. And actually, as a race course, what they're saying is actually we need to be more responsible.
Yeah.
And we need to encourage more responsibility, which is why we ironically chose the race course this year, because we're an addiction treatment provider. So it's a bit weird to go to a place where gambling is pretty high on the agenda.
The two most important things of Aintree.
So we were like, oh, actually, there's an irony there. Let's work with Aintree Racecourse around this to help them actually position themselves as well better. So, and also to get that support, for the goer. So it's a bigger venue because we're expecting many more people this year. So.
It was a great thing.
And there's a race course they're really making, I can't tell you all of their plans,
Yeah.
but I know that they're making great strides forward to really start supporting a more healthy approach with alcohol. And
good on them, because, I bet, well, first of all, that's great news. I can imagine tapping into the local kind of audience of that, because I know my horses and I know my betting. It's not easy. That is not an easy one to crack. No. To get into people that are like, no, I live this, don't. But also wanting to say, if you do live it, but you find yourself struggling, you find something wrong, know that we're here
exactly
to be some support.
Yeah, but also I went to the races myself on Sunday and I gave feedback on our call. I gave some feedback from a person in recovery that you can find different ways and different balance to actually be inclusive.
Cool.
To be inclusive and to have like that lovely family space, where, because ultimately it's any individual's choice. If they drink or not, it's their choice. But also they should have a choice as to whether they be around other people who are drinking heavily or not.
Yeah, totally.
And that's the great thing, that if things, and that's why I'm excited about Aintree coming on board and being partnered with us, because it actually shows that actually the future's changing. The future's beginning to change, and this is
a place that might not even thought twice about this a few years ago is now saying, let's do it.
Well, if you said that you were going to have an alcohol-free part of a race course 10 years ago, people would have laughed you out of the room.
And that's the point, both as an event venue and as an employer. They're saying, actually, we need to be more responsible. And that's what the message that we're trying to say to businesses on the night of the show. You can be more responsible, look after your workforce. They are your future business.
Love it. It sounds good. It sounds a great partnership, Ed. Yeah. So overall, can't wait for the next Shine Awards coming up this year with Steps Together and NACOA. I'll be there. We'll have a great time. Get your tickets. Come down. Come support. It's very unique. It's very special. If somebody is affected by addiction or any children in any families are as well, reach out. We are here to support. Calum here. We will see you at the Shine Awards. Take care. See you soon.